everyone. Thank you for coming. I really appreciate this large attendance that's here. First, I want to thank the other volunteers within the Rhode Island chapter of Moms Demand Action for Gun Sense in America. After the preventable tragedy at Marjory Stoneman Douglas High School, I had to do something to make a change with respect to school safety and easy access to guns. Thank you, Gina Raimondo, for inviting me here today to share my story. I survived a deadly red flag incident when I was studying engineering at URI just over 20 years ago. My brilliant friend had skipped senior year of high school and had subsequently gone abroad to study. He was depressed and was acting irrationally. He returned to the States in the middle of the semester, and from his threats, we knew that he was suicidal and potentially homicidal. He purchased a rifle. The police notified my roommate that he was armed and dangerous. He was hunting me and my current boyfriend on campus and down the line. He had found the house I was living in and went there twice. I had told professors, classmates, and everyone I could not to tell anyone. They didn't personally know where I or my boyfriend was. 4 days before he turned 20 years old, he shot himself in front of his pleading father inside his locked car after a reckless high-speed attempt to get his father off the outside of his car. It is extremely difficult for me to again revisit the haunting details of these events. In support of the red flag bills, I testified to the Rhode Island Senate Judiciary Committee as to this, and I further described this terrifying situation here at the State House in a press conference back in April. More than 20 years have passed, and I continue to be haunted by this tragedy and will be forever. Even if your child isn't killed by one of these incidents, being a survivor of, being a witness of, or even having the constant fear of the once-a-week school shootings occurring at their school, do you think that that doesn't leave a mark? Let me tell you, it leaves a scar. Too many adults drop their kids off at school where their kids are put in a place of potential physical danger and mental fear. And the adults are afraid to physically go and do something to make a change, or worse, they don't make the time to do so because they think it could never happen to them. Well, the volunteers in Moms Demand Action and in the Rhode Island Coalition Against Gun Violence are not ignoring these ongoing preventable tragedies. They are not sitting idly. After the tragic Parkland, Florida school shooting, I was done thinking someone else was going to handle this or make a change. Remember the campaign of if you see something, say something? Well, I think that if you have kids in school, do something. Why would you leave your kids' safety up to the hope that someone else will do something? The first something I did was to write a 3-page detailed school shooting prevention plan petition with 8 major action points. I've collected signatures and have submitted this to the Rhode Island Senate Judiciary Committee when I testified for the red flag legislation. As I was having discussions and collecting signatures for the petition regarding red flag, the primary reaction I heard was considerable bewilderment and consternation that there was not already such a law, and a repeated comment of, that's just common sense, that someone who is suicidal or homicidal should not have access to a gun. On 26 February of this year, 12 days after Parkland, our Governor, Gina Raimondo, helped Rhode Island move forward with action by signing an executive order establishing a red flag policy. Together with the Rhode Island General Assembly, an ERPO with due process has taken flight and is now being signed into law. Again, it is inspiring to see this occur in just over 3 months. I'm thankful to all the senators and representatives who championed both the red flag bill and bump stock ban legislation so quickly. These bills are a wonderful step, and we are grateful for all that was done in a short time to advance gun safety while respecting the Second Amendment. But we realize that these two bills are not a panacea for both urgent and yet endemic gun violence problem. What is needed is layers of protection. 1, threat prevention through both fully funded Sandy Hook Promise psychiatric type training programs, and further reducing the likelihood that guns are in the hands of untrained, unstable people by securing guns or other evaluation measures. 2, reducing the populace lethality of weapons. And 3, required target hardening through SVA, which is security vulnerability analysis, of both public and private schools, meaning requiring that.